Employers who get a federal certificate are allowed to pay workers with disabilities less than minimum wage. Program's officially called Section 14C. It's been on the books since 1938. In some cases, workers only make 25 cents an hour. Biden administration has submitted a rule to review that could change the program. Caitlin Gilbert is a data reporter at the Washington Post. She's done extensive research and reporting on this rule. Caitlin, thank you for joining us. It's really hard to believe that something like this is happening. Explain to us exactly what it is.
Sure, and thanks so much for having me too. The program, as you said, is really long-standing. It's been around for decades now, and essentially involves paying workers with disabilities these sub-minimum wages, which can range anywhere from literally cents on the dollar to $3, $4 an hour, depending on the type of work they're doing. Many individuals are being paid at piece rates, and so they're paid essentially based on how productive they are, how many units of a given product that they assemble or package. Roughly 800 or so facilities, companies across the country employ roughly 40,000 workers right now. And so it's still very active in much of the country.
And when you say getting paid by piece, for instance, hangers, you have something in your article that says that someone has to separate wire hangers and they get like maybe 25 cents an hour for that. You also showed a worker getting a paycheck for the month of May for just $250. This came about originally because of veterans with disabilities, trying to get jobs for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the sort of former model around work and disability, lots of folks with disabilities, particularly ones who have intellectual and developmental disabilities, the model used to be to just have folks in institutional settings. And so this at the time was seen as a shift forward to getting folks working in some sort of paid work setting. But it's been pretty much the same since the 30s. And as you mentioned, the hanger type task, many different types of, small parts assembly, similar types of work across all different sorts of large companies, small companies that contract with these groups to use this labor. And yeah, the work can range from that sort of packaging, assembling, sorting hangers, sometimes even just putting items into boxes, assembling boxes, like tasks like that. But it really ranges, and yeah, it's very widespread across the country.
37 U.S. states participate in the 14C program. Illinois right now is partially gotten out of it, right? Partially. They're not doing it as much as other states are. But how has this been allowed to go on for so long?
Yeah, so there have been several attempts at legislation to remove the program. Some states have fully removed the program or ended the program either with legislation or have just sort of phased out the use of the certificates that sort of allow companies to pay these wages. Roughly 13 states have done so, and potentially more are looking at legislation to do that. But there's very strong support for the program, many of whom are actually families of individuals who work in these settings who really rely on those settings. Many people see these sub-minimum wages as not actually that much of a problem. They see the facilities as providing a really essential service to their family members who are working at sub-minimum wages. So to them, it's a very important thing that they want to protect and make sure it doesn't go away.
Some say it could take an act of Congress to repeal it, but like you say, it could be a negative effect. But isn't there some way that it could turn out positive, that these workers could get a lot more than 25 cents an hour, but they could be paid the minimum wage?
Yeah, exactly. So there's sort of two parts to this program, right? There's the sub-minimum part where people are literally being paid less than the minimum wage, but then they're also in these sheltered settings. So the shelter workshop setting that typically people are in, workers with disabilities are working alongside other workers with disabilities, and they're segregated away from folks in the community who may or may not have disabilities. And researchers we spoke to say that this is actually really detrimental in many cases for people who want to potentially work in the community. And the longer they stay in these settings, it could be actually really hard to move on into a community setting, which the program is actually intended to do.
Right.
People aren't supposed to stay in the program for years and years, which many folks we spoke to are doing.
And the Biden administration is trying to review this rule. But what happens with a new administration coming soon?
Yeah, so if a new administration comes in, this not just applies to this type of rule, but any sort of regulatory action rules being passed in the past year are subject to review. And so the new administration could come in and say, actually, we're not going to do any of these things. And so that is a real reality in this situation. And even if this rule comes out and does something like actually phase out the whole program, there is a big legal fight waiting for it from folks who are really determined to make sure this program does not go away.
Caitlin Gilbert with the Washington Post. Thanks for bringing light to this situation.
Thanks for having me.